history. Everybody has a history or her story, in my case. And I think that the important thing about history is the lessons that you could learn from history. I have been called a lot of names. I have suffered some things that are almost unbelievable. I'll never forget when I was 16, going on my first date. My escort was an American African, as I am, and we went to an Italian restaurant, and we were dressed nicely. We were both clean cut. He had the money to pay for the dinner. He escorted me properly like a gentleman. We were allowed to sit at a table, and we sat and read the menu. We sat and memorized the menu. We sat and put the menu down to rest our eyes, and we were never ever served. And finally we got the message that we weren't going to be served, and we got up and left. I never quite forgot that. That was my first date. And I had to say something. I didn't know, that was before Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the Kennedys, but I had to say something. So I decided to write a paper on the post-Civil War education of the American Negro, so I could get it all in. And I was just writing. I was shocking my mother, but I wrote what I felt, and I wrote what I knew, and I researched, and I added that personal experience and heartbreak, and I won some kind of prize. We do have a certain amount of power to change the message that history wants us to respect. And since we are a part of history, we can make those changes one way or the other. I think our roles are to be a child's hero. I really feel very strongly about that. How do you become a child's hero? First of all, you have to really kind of like yourself, and let that like and love yourself. You can love yourself and not like yourself, and vice versa. You have to reach beyond your grasp and develop something that is stronger than you at that particular time. Whether it's patience, whether it's tenacity, fortitude, whatever it is, you have to develop that. Go beyond your comfort zone. And children are always watching you. When you develop and show how agape, the power of agape, this deep spiritual real love, you become a hero. And the hero, you can sense a hero. I know you've met people that you have passed along on the street or whatever, in the market or whatever, and they're a hero. And that's what I mean. You can be some child's hero at some point. There's a way, not always winning a race. There are other things that you have to win. You have to win respect and attention. I was asked about 15 years ago to be a part of a delegation to the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, as part of the indigenous tribes, because I'm part Native American. I said, I'll go I'll go if I can speak for my tribe. They said, sure. But they didn't know my tribe were these young people in my hood. That's my tribe. So I consider the homies in the hood a tribe because they have their own language, their own music, their own vernacular, everything. So I wrote this big little thing. I had to write it because it had to be translated in all these different languages. I gave my speech at the United Nations on the indigenous tribes in the hood, and I won the Ralph Bunche Award. I started off with a death mask. I had the children make a life mask, I call it, but like a death mask. And I put the mask on, And I represented all the ones who couldn't speak, because this is my heart. The hood is my heart, and my heart's in the hood. You have to give. You have to think about how much you can give and not how much you can get. And you can't live in a bubble. There's no way.